Born in 83 BCE, Mark Antony was raised in Rome by his mother, who was a cousin of Julius Caesar. Being related to Caesar gave Antony opportunities to serve in the military, and they eventually grew to become close friends. While Caesar was in power, Antony was the second in command and appointed to be Caesar's tribune after bringing Gaul under Rome's control. He worked tirelessly to defend Caesar and helped him win many battles. After Caesar's death, Octavian took the position as dictator. He agreed to let Antony assist him because he was only 18 years old when he took the job and needed help. Antony mainly managed Caesar's will and Octavian's bank account. Together, they and a third Roman named Lepidus formed the Second Triumvirate, where they divided Rome into 3 geographical domains and each ruled over one.
However, Antony and Octavian did not always get along. Antony prevented Octavian from accessing Caesar's will, causing tension between the two leaders of Rome. To compensate for the tension, Antony married Octavia, Octavian's sister. But about a decade into their rule of Rome, Antony divorced her due to a love interest in the Egyptian queen Cleopatra. Enraged, Octavian released confidential information to the public concerning Antony's plans to grant Roman territory to Cleopatra. Roman citizens were angered by Antony and sided with Octavian. Antony fled Rome and accompanied his lover Cleopatra. Thus, the Battle of Actium began.
The Battle of Actium began in 31 BCE when Octavian declared war on Cleopatra. It is considered to be the last civil war of the Roman Republic. The battle began in Actium, a town in ancient western Greece. Mark Antony took his fleet into the Gulf of Ambracia, located on the western coast of Greece. He guarded the entrance of the Gulf with his ships. Octavian prepared for battle on the northernmost shore of the Gulf. Antony's generals began to lose trust in Antony and Cleopatra because they kept losing battles, and Octavian incessantly spread rumors about Cleopatra that angered fleets on both sides of the battle. Cleopatra insisted that Antony base his attack from the water, even though his generals felt more comfortable fighting on land. Antony took Cleopatra's advice, but also sent her back to Egypt with her ships, a rash decision on his part because her ships were a large number of the total fleet. Agrippa strategically cut off all communication between Antony's troops and Egypt, which made it hard for Antony to communicate with Cleopatra and her troops. Even though Antony's troops outnumbered Octavian's, Antony was not able to beat Octavian's clever general Agrippa. Meanwhile, Antony continues to lose battles, and finally his allies abandon him, leaving his men without provisions. Antony then decided to follow Cleopatra back to Egypt, leaving his troops alone and disheartened. His troops had no other choice but to surrender to Octavian. Antony's troops retreated to Egypt.
Mark Antony and Cleopatra commit suicide instead of facing defeat by Octavian. Antony stabs himself thinking Cleopatra was killed while being captured by Octavian's troops. She killed herself by being bitten by a poisonous snake. In the meantime, Egypt is annexed by Rome, and Octavian declared himself Emperor of Rome, officially ending the Republic and marking the birth of the Roman Empire, which would last for the next 400 years. Octavian killed Cleopatra's family, including her children. He ended the pharaoh lineage, and there would never be a true pharaoh to ever rule Egypt again. Also, Shakespeare wrote a play called Antony and Cleopatra, which is not completely factual, but is based off true events including Antony's romance with Cleopatra and the political tensions that led to the war. Antony also appears as a key character in another one of Shakespeare's plays, Julius Caesar. In the end, Antony was strongly disliked by Romans. In stories and through history, he is often depicted as the bad guy for betraying his people and having an affair with a non-Roman woman while still in a marriage. Antony's betrayal and eventual loss changed the entire trajectory of Rome. Had he remained allies with Octavian and Lepidus in the Second Triumvirate, it would be unlikely that the Republic be converted to an empire.